One-handed indeed. Greetings from Crosswind. I'm going to go through a video as much length as possible in 28% battery, without my headset mic and without my still being technically revealed, but face will otherwise. I feel like almost my face to that visual, but I'm gonna do most of this video one-handed and go from there. I'm gonna open this mining clay package for claymation, I guess, and I'm gonna go just do most of this video one-handed, like I said, and then go from there. So we can talk about certain things. We can talk about what I just said in the last description. Obviously, that was quite a bit of a shocker. Not. It was news that was updated for like weeks, but I don't know. Whatever. It wasn't news as much for this. It was more like you'll notice like in that one video before today that I actually indeed recorded myself in my own bedroom, lying down in my bed under my sheets with clothes on, mind you, with quite interesting video. It was an EFT therapy so-called video that I actually managed to do for 12 minutes and act like it was an 8 to 12 minute all times video, but it wasn't even covering much of anything. It was just me having the camera face towards the ceiling, and then have it like actually like act like it's actually really helpful. It was helpful for me at the very least. It was helpful for me, like maybe for other reasons, who knows. But it was like a therapy video, and it was like psychology, whatever, philosophy, etc., soft skills, life skills, and it was actually in the veins of knowing that I was trying to come back to making the double dailies, because I was off for a week or two from that. From actually uploading anything at all, actually, not even making content creations. And as you guys may have noticed, the other, this is wrap 2, okay, was to do that. Like the Thursday, 4 uploads every content creations on Thursdays, and then double dailies every day, including Thursday, raw uploaded videos, or even, and then some edit videos every once in a while, in addition to that 18 per week or whatever. Or if I was gonna do more than 18 per week, but you know, not that didn't work out. People were like, I mean, the idea would be like, oh, you'll bring yourself out, or you're not supposed to be that consistent. You can have it later or something. You can have that kind of thing later when you're growing or whatever your channel. But you know, I just as stubborn as I am. Of course, I took the break anyways, but then that there's another story which is what happened with a sales job, which was that people thought I was taking too many breaks from that, and they thought I was dismissing the idea that I wouldn't be able to do the job as profoundly or even get away from stress. And I still keep saying same things like I never had stress before, even when it's been thrown at me in that fashion. But you know, let's try to mold the. Is this still got some plastic on it? I think so. Maybe. Okay. Oh, it smells like fish. Let's mold it. Oh, yeah. Should be. Let's try to break off a few other pieces, and then let's keep molding that in. It wasn't that hard. I wonder how I'm gonna do this one-handed. It's so sharp. Miku, nah. Oh, Jesus. Oh. Maybe that's the end of that, I guess, we know. We can wait for the clay to dry. Ooh, it still smells like fish oil. It smells like my actual like fish oil supplement over there. Another room, but yeah. Can't change orientation yet, so I'll just face it towards me now. Hopefully I haven't ended that. Guys, I didn't quit the sales job. I actually, I just left off indefinitely because I didn't get so much discouraged. I was gonna keep going to do it, but people thought that when I was discontinuing, suggestively discontinuing with it, while I was doing with it, taking my time, that it looked like I wasn't actually gonna make it through the actual job, and that I wasn't even past the lessons course. I'm still at the point where I can take the final exam for the first of 3 parts, and then go through the mid-section lessons, and then the exam, then the simulations, then the training, and then the actual job, and whatnot comes after that. Told HR that I was indefinite at the point. I was gonna come back hopefully, but otherwise I would be holding out for a different period of time. And then this is a discussion I had with my family earlier in the weeks, since both Nofap and other things that were going on in my life, like going back to my other job and other things. So I just I didn't intend for me to make it look like I didn't care anymore. It's a very complicated life, guys. It's just, I don't mean to brag about that. I really don't. But it's just, when you have so much misunderstanding with a supposed mental spectrum and porn addiction induced life, then yeah, it's gonna be really messed up. of course. I always I feel grateful for what I have now. I feel I have a lot of things. Like look at these legs, look at this brain. But you know, bragging about that, I guess at that point. But I digress. I mean, I'm never gonna digress from anything, obviously, because I always cover everything. But everything is relevant. But I was just gonna basically. I was going to get away from. I was gonna take their suggestions and their feedback from my family to really think about like what it would mean for me to have more time and youth and health and stuff like that, and opportunities to do other things like claymation and all that. I'm not passionate about my talent for claymation, but I'm not talented. I'm not particularly knowingly. I could be talented at my passion for business and marketing, but that's not even limited to being a salesman. Might find, but and that's the confusion, is that it wouldn't be. I have to pick a direction eventually because I have to have an aim. But that's me saying that as if it matters, and sometimes it does. But the thing is, I would prefer to have an aim. If anything, I would prefer to have an aim and direction because I could go from there and make a decision. That doesn't have to always be indecisive, but sometimes indecisiveness can be a good thing. It can be a second chance for something, or a mercifulness, I guess. But sometimes that is a good thing, but just not always. But I wanted to be able to be indefinite with at least even the sales job to make sure that if I was going to come back to it, I'll be ready. Because my family may have the assumption that if I do that, it won't be possible to go back to it. No, I'm in their system. They're gonna let me come back if I need to. that's a fact. But I will take my time. I will try to make claymation. I will try to do things that I may or may not be passionate about, like claymation. Unfortunately, I have to keep saying that because people assume the worst about it. They'll assume the worst about it in the side of it being a good thing. Like they'll say something good. It'll feel bad to me, but I know I have good intentions behind it. Basically, like if, for example, like if they say, "Oh, you're improving your claymation, good job, keep going," that can feel bad to me because I take that personally. Sometimes I can take compliments personally. You've seen this in Steven Universe. You've seen like how the off-color gems were like, "How dare you?" And it's like, "What? That was a compliment. That was a compliment." And I've seen some of my friends get mad about people who give them compliments and they hit them as insults. And I've seen this happen even in recent, where I felt bad because I knew that someone was complimenting me, but I didn't. I still felt like offense to it a little bit because I couldn't help it. But so I had to point that out, that I took a little offense to it, but I was still very understanding. I knew that was a compliment. So, anyways, I don't digress because I'll keep talking about that if I need to. So that's my philosophy of that. But I never digress. But this is your 2.5% daily, by the way. I'm gonna maybe. Oh, thank gosh it's still running. Oh my gosh. Hopefully they got that other stuff. But I'm going to come back to the sales job at a certain point in the future. And if I still want to do it, I'll do it, unfortunately. But that's going to be good for me at that point, hopefully. I'm going to continue my claymations. I'm going to at least carry through with the Pale Hatchet Project Tether ideas for the claymation stuff. Maybe even Good Evil. That was supposed to be for July 2021. But any updates on that if I was going to do that too. But Project Tether and Good Evil were the main ones I was gonna get through. Not necessarily Algebris. I think because Good Evil was supposed to be a comic, and then Algebris was supposed to be was a 2D animation, and then Project Tether would have been a claymation movie or something, some kind of idea of that. The way it's schematic it out. But it was and I can if I do hold off on the sales job, that does give me an opportunity to go back to power apps and other things and claymation. And my other projects, and learning combinatorics, mathematics, and then or even if even a hobby that's passionate about, because I do love combinatorics for more than just the fascination. I know that it can help me in other areas of my life, but it's a calculus bridge. It doesn't have to be anything important. No, well, that's what they said about AQR, and look where I got that from. I love AQR and combinatorics. That's advanced quantitative reasoning and combinatorics, but there's other things I was getting through, and the stop motion courses I was taking. That was pretty cool, but and the sales courses, of course. But sales agent stuff. But one more thing I'll tell you is that you may even see me in better shape. Obviously credit's due for Nofap and semen retention. If I even do semen retention, Jesus. And I made philosophies about why there's gonna be a video in the future about like why woman could be your purpose in life, or why horrifyingly philosophical reasons why a woman could be involved in your purpose in life. And that's not to cleverly not a antagonism to Jordan Green or other people, but it's like but I mean, shout out to Jordan Green, by the way, because he's still a fantastic writer and a lifestyle content creator. But I don't mean to buckle him too much, but I just don't always agree with them. As with everyone else, of course, that's not the way life works sometimes, but if even usually. But I don't always agree that you have to just chase a purpose all the time, if even avoid women and deal for excellence instead. I have a very deep philosophy about that. But that's what things like I have different philosophies for videos like that maybe later on, and I was going to go through maybe emotional intelligence and then exercise and other things, and I'll go through that and maybe meditation, hopefully meditation, but because I think too hard sometimes, but or even overcomplicated things. But one of the things I was gonna bring up was that I actually I'll try to end this off at 14 minutes. Is that I was going to try to go. If this even takes too much time, don't worry about what you have to think. You tell me feel free to tell me what you think of this. But just I've always had this dream for years, many years, especially when I was 15. But I really hope I get to be a participant in the Olympic Games. Like not obviously not this year, but in the 4-year segments to come. Because 2021 was the break of 2020 for the Tokyo Olympics, and that was late the Tokyo had really weird laws about how to allow their contestants to play with much looser restrictions, even though they were doing, which makes sense to me. I mean, that does make sense that they're doing well with the pandemic, but But anyways, I think I really am a believer that I am a really good sprinter. And not the funny thing is that when people tell me it's a marathon, not a sprint for metaphorical reasons, I can even tell them literally that I prefer to be a sprinter than a marathon runner. And that's not just because I have an ego, but it's because I know I can do it. I really know I can do it, but it's just not the brain and the legs again, Tony. Oh my God, Otto, Anthony. But I really know that I can do it someday, and I just thought if I were, in a nutshell, if I were to compete as a sprinter or a roller skater or ice skater or a pole vaulter, frisbee thrower, what are the ones they got? They got swim races, some kind of sport like tennis or baseball. I really will take baseball in ordinance to other reasons. I will take baseball someday. Maybe not necessarily as an Astro, but I will take baseball. Or hopefully maybe even football. Jeez, I've always loved football. I always wanted to play football, but that's not an Olympic sport. Neither of those are. But but swimming or sprinting or some other kind of sport that they have in Olympic Games, and that would be really good for me, dude. I might suck at pole vaulting, but yeah, and suggestively if it was like 2025 or 2029 or 2033. And then I was actually still in good health, and I managed to be legible for a Olympic game like that, then yes, I would go for it. Hard would go for it. Oh, but Otto, you've never even taken these extracurriculars in high school or college. You've never done any of these things before. Like, why would you only suddenly do them? Take it for granted that you're pacing around your room, gets you this far, and then not even doing healthy jogs like even middle class people do. I'm not saying middle class people are other people exercising for their health. I'm just making a very vague, arrogant point. But I should be exercising as much as a comic book character. Actually, not even just as a comic book character exercises a lot, and that's still considered average because you should exercise anyways for your own health. But I'm the kind of person who wants to be in Olympic Games and still should be exercising in the meantime, not just for that. But stay still, everyone, because Thomas is on the move. Stay safe in the pandemic. I hope you have a good day. And I will say a few more things after this because I know I'm going to say them anyways. But I'm feeling... I'll say I feel because statement. I feel very agitated because I know that I have a lot. And that still makes me feel bad because I feel good about the good things I have. But they also feel bad because people will hold me accountable for them. Because I'm 100% responsible for everything that happens in my life. But that doesn't mean I shouldn't have to be... That's an open statement. Tell me in the comments what you think below. Bye, guys.